Guru Nation, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a very special guest. He's actually been on the podcast before. It was years ago. One of our very first CRA Academy students. What class were you in, Femi?
I think was it 2019 class?
Oh, okay. So not that long ago, but still a good amount of time has transpired.
Yeah, I think it was 2018. I think. Yeah.
I'm on your LinkedIn right now. Let me see. We're gonna actually, time flies, Femi. So you think it's let's see, it's not on there, but you do have DSCS internship experience, May 2017.
Yeah.
Because you came to Global Clinical Trials.
Yeah.
And that was old school. When you say Global Clinical Trials, I say old school, word association. But welcome back. Maybe we'll do word association game to get the ice break. All right. When I say CRA, Chris, what's the first word that pops in your head?
A lot of work.
Femi, for you, CRA.
Hard work.
Hard work. All right. Now, what about your job that you've done over the last few years? CRC.
CRC, yes. So when I left California, went back to New York, was with the Mount Sinai, Beth Israel.
Shout out to Michelle Cohn. She made Chris and I eat some very bland oatmeal at a restaurant in Manhattan, not too far.
Mhm.
Very bland. I've never waited longer for more bland food in my life, but it was great. They're all kind of oats. Shout out to Michelle Cohen. Then she took us on a tour of Mount Sinai, and that planted the seeds for students like Femi that are in the tri-state area. Hey, Femi, go. Why don't you go after you're done? Go intern with Mount Sinai, which we still do. We still send interns to Mount Sinai for CRA and CRC Academy. So, love Michelle, love Mount Sinai. How was your time there?
Awesome. It's a good experience, and very relaxed. When it's busy, it's busy. So yeah, but there's so much to learn. So much to learn. I learned a lot, and it really helped. And plus, with the experience with you guys, internship, the training, everything, everything really really helped. And it's the opportunities are there if one can just put in the hard work and be dedicated.
So you got your start there with Mount Sinai, clinical research coordinator. You spent about a year there. Then you got CRC position. So I see what you're doing. You're becoming a generalist, and we're gonna work your way till your latest job you got hired. So tell me a little bit about WCG 3Wire. Is that the WCG I know, Western Copernicus Group?
Yeah.
They hire coordinators? Chris, did you know this?
They do.
I didn't. So do they have sites? They conduct
Yeah, they
research?
do. So initially, I started with them on the site in Dallas. So
Okay.
yeah, and then
Shout out to Plano. We love Plano.
yeah, it wasn't Plano. Well, actually, this was a site in Mesquite.
I don't know where that's at, but shout out to Plano.
That was there for a
Mesquite.
while, and then I had to be redeployed, and then I started working remotely. So
Okay. What was it like working for when you worked there at WCG via 3Wire? Or is that a subsidiary of WCG?
WCG
Maybe.
are the same company.
Well, you're breaking news for us right now. Like our people don't know this. So, guys, when I say that these IRBs are taking over the industry, right? They are taking over. WCG has taken over the industry. What was it like? Was it noticeable that you're working for IRB, or did they keep it like separate? Like you felt like you're actually working for like a site?
Yeah, you felt like you're working for a site. Yeah.
Wow. How did that work? How was it like?
Good. Good. So everything works fine. Nice team. They're always there to support, even though you're working remotely. So
I would be I mean, I'm a business owner, Chris a business owner, but we both were employees at one point. as coordinators for small sites. I don't know, Carissa, would you be a little intimidated working? Your boss is the IRB. So, like, would you be extra careful what you're telling patients on the phone? Retention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, hey, buy you an extra snack if you come. Yeah, I know you don't feel like it. Like, wouldn't you feel a little bit reluctant because it's an IRB that's your boss?
Absolutely, and especially if it's your first job, even more so, right? I mean, you wouldn't, even with my experience now, I would probably, I mean, I wouldn't want to do the job, but if I did, I would be even concerned now a little bit, at least until I understood the framework of how operations are. So as you're describing it, I mean, I assume the IRB is not immediately overlooking what you're doing. It's an independent site. So you really probably don't have WCG breathing down your neck, right?
Was it easier? Were all your studies? How many studies did you coordinate at WCG?
So I mean, because we on just one study, you have to face one study. So
Oh, phase one.
yeah, just yeah, it's a phase 2, phase 3 study, but we're concentrating on just one study because it's quite a big team. So
Ah, okay.
yeah.
Was it the IRB also WCG for that study?
Yes.
So that's that's good weird because, well, does that make it easier? Like, were you responsible for initial regulatory startup and all that kind of stuff?
No,
Ah, okay, okay.
that wasn't. We're not responsible for that. So the site is in a different state. So we're working remotely with all the data. So
Ah,
all the data queries, data resolution, data entries, and all of that good stuff.
gotcha. So it's kind of like Chris, our CRC Academy graduate Samantha, working for me in Yuma Clinical Trials because she's in Missouri. I've never actually met her outside of Zoom, but she works remotely for us. So I understand, Femi. And then how did this new opportunity come? I don't know if you want to talk about who it's with, but you CRC2 now.
Yeah.
How did this come about?
So because I just missed that kind of face-to-face interaction because I love to do that as well. So I miss that. So I just thought, okay, there's an opportunity here. Let me go for it. And the chief executive reached out to me. We had an interview, the second interview with the PI and the senior coordinator, and they said, "Oh yeah, they're cool. They like to have you on board." So
they made you the offer right there.
Yeah, I like to be hands-on, and so
you see how fast that happens. So you do CRA Academy, you do a little internship with us, then you do Mount Sinai because we have a relationship with them over there, a year. Then you work remotely as a coordinator, kind of what Samantha's doing with me. Shout out to Samantha. I know she's watching, for a year. But then you want the patient interaction. And you basically found, like, was it difficult to find this position, or was it like one of the first ones you applied and they said yes?
No, it's not difficult. Like I said earlier, there are lots of jobs out there. The opportunities are endless. I mean, this goes out to the students of the CRA Academy. Just keep pushing, keep trying. You'll definitely get there.
We need you on as a guest lecturer at the one of these internship meetups. When you actually start soon, right? So we gotta get you up. Like, when's your first date that you're starting?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay, you don't know.
We're doing all the paperwork and stuff. So
Paperwork, background checks, they don't play around.
nah.
But you're gonna have direct patient experience, which is something you missed. But you did have that at Mount Sinai, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Even there at Mount Sinai, I did handle some specimens, prepare them to be sent to the.
Oh, you did.
Lab,
I feel you, man. I did that yesterday. You know what? I had the first screening, first study. I actually had to read the lab manual again because I haven't done it in so long.
Me too. I haven't done that for a long time.
Well, you know what the weird thing is? For this study, it's easy. The study I have, you only draw 2 tubes at screening.
Right.
And that's it. So then, but I was like looking in the kit and there's no You know how then you centrifuge the tube and you're supposed to put the serum in the plastic bottle and
Yeah.
send it? There was none of this stuff. It was just the two tubes you draw. And I was like, what the heck's going on? So I'm reading the lab manual. The lab manual sucks. First of all, it's blurry. You can't even read. I needed reading glasses to see it, and I don't need reading glasses. And then, second of all, like it doesn't make sense. So a new thing they're doing now is one of the tubes you don't centrifuge and you just put directly in the ambient to ship. The other tube, they want you to centrifuge it, but never to open it. Like just centrifuge it and then put it to ship. No, ambient, and send it like that. Like, so that was new to me. Things are always changing. That was a new study. So now let's see if I did it right. I mean, maybe I did it wrong. I'll give you guys an update, but I think I did it right because I was on the phone with CRA for like 20 minutes trying to figure out, like, this is weird. What am I doing? Chris, you ever had one of those studies where you don't have to like transfer the serum out? You just centrifuge it and then ship it like that. But that's how they wanted it.
No, I don't think I've ever had that.
So either I did it wrong or this is something new. We're going to find out soon.
Very soon.
We're going to find out soon. But that's just one of the example of like coordinate, like being there, Femi, like you said, in the middle of it. It's different from being remote. You're there in the middle and the thick of things. I can appreciate that. Patient interaction, all that kind of stuff. So you feel like that's something you really want to focus your career on.
Yeah, I missed that. So.
And what's your like 5-year goal? I'm sure they asked you in the interviews too.
Yeah, they did. So and I told them, I said, hopefully, at some point be a research manager.
Like site director.
Mhm.
You want to be Michelle Cohen?
And I told them my long-term goal is probably have a CRO.
Have a CRO? Wow. Femi wants to have a CRO. He wants to start a CRO one day.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have a goal. I just don't know if you're gonna be happy with that goal.
Why, Chris? Tell him what's up.
Well,
why is it always got to be me?
Because you like to talk.
No,
But
not
what
on
I'll
this
say.
one.
Not on this one. Okay. So Femi, it's a lot of work getting a CRO up and running.
I know.
There's a lot of moving pieces. Not that any of this is difficult, but probably, I mean, it isn't, but probably the biggest reason behind not wanting to be a CRO is the money's just not as good as anticipated. And you have a lot of overhead. So, really, if that's the direction you're looking to go, I would recommend starting with a site, owning your own site. It'll give you much more insight into starting your own CRO.
We've deterred more people from being CROs than we can count. All right. And they become site owners. Site owner is more profitable. But here's the beauty. If you really want to be a CRO, actually, the easiest way to do it is to be a site, because you're building the contacts, you're making money, and then you really get serious about wanting a CRO. Okay, start doing phase 1 at your site, because that puts you closer to those early stage biotechs. They need phase 1. And then you tell them, you find the right one that can't afford IQVIA, and you tell them, hey, guess what? Not only am I a phase 1 site, but I also have CRAs. I did CRA Academy. I have monitoring experience. If you need help with that, not only are you going to be the site, but we're going to be the CRO. So I think that's the best way to do it. It's just long.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen fast. Yeah. So that's the strategy I would go. But that's good to know, Femi. What do you think about that? What do you think about this strategy, Femi?
Exactly what I was thinking. Own the site initially, and then move up.
Yeah, my man, with just like Michelle Cohen, who, by the way, brought, from what I understand, eSource and eReg to Mount Sinai, which has not been done before she came along. So when you were there, was they using eSource yet?
No.
No, I think she was starting to bring that on at that time. That's one of the reasons we met with her actually. Um, man, that was a long time
I think they
ago.
were trying to bring in a lot of stuff at that time, but because the coordinators, Montana had different sites, so they were trying to kind of work as one. So it was in process at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Together. So
So you only for this job that you just got, CRC2, um, what was the interview process like? Was it only one round of interviews or several?
just two.
Two. Okay. The same people both times or different people?
So the first one was with the chief exec. So she actually reached out to me. So I did a video interview.
Oh, she reached out to you
Yeah, on LinkedIn. So
on LinkedIn. Okay.
yeah, and then did a video interview, and then she said she was okay with it. She was gonna send it out to the PI and the senior coordinator, and then we arranged another interview with them. So and it went quite well. And then the next day they reached out to me, and yeah, set the ball rolling.
How long was the interview and like what were some of the questions they asked you?
So the first interview was like 30 minutes. She wanted to know what I was doing, what I did, if I would be interested in joining the team. She told me a little bit about the study they're working on. And yeah, we had a very good conversation. And then she scheduled the meeting with the PI and the senior coordinator.
Hmm.
So it was more like, like an interaction, nothing that serious like that. But, we're able to get a few things out of each other and know what my goals were. And then told me about the team, what they're working on. And
I like that she found you.
yeah,
Oh, how the tables turn once you get some experience under your belt. Remember when you had to go find them, guys and gals? So Femi was in that situation only 2 years ago. Now they're finding him.
yeah,
That tells you a lot about the industry. It's only 2 years, right? 2 or 3 years. Let's call it 3 years.
he is.
Wow. I went out yesterday, Chris, for Yuma. I was telling Femi before we started recording, I need to Samantha's doing great, but I need somebody like here. I
Mhm.
didn't know Indeed lets you for free if you're an employer. For like 14 days, they let you email up to 20 people on there. Like you can search. So I searched for like medical assistant and CNA. I've only emailed 3 so far, but they let me find them for free and approach them.
Very nice.
And these are people that recently uploaded their resumes to Indeed. So, and this is not sponsored by Indeed. I wish we were. But in Femi's case, it was LinkedIn. Did you do anything special on LinkedIn? Did you like update something recently that caught the attention of that person or nothing? Wow. They needed somebody in your area with your experience.
Yeah, I think they actually actively recruiting for different studies. So
Don't tell people that because guys, Femi's LinkedIn is underneath. If you're in Dallas Metroplex, what do they call that? Dallas Metroplex?
yeah,
If you're in Dallas Metroplex, shout out to Plano, but anywhere in that area, Femi is especially important contact for you guys.
yeah, they can reach out and then yeah.
You're too nice, Femi. You let people reach out. Look at this guy. See, CRA Academy churns out not just great, talented people, but nice people too. What do you think, Chris? Chris has a lot to
Absolutely.
do with the fact that they're nice.
I have nothing to do with that, but sure.
Be honest, Chris. Do you remember Femi when he came out?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. That's good. It was long ago. It was
That
long ago.
restaurant.
We went to that Thai restaurant, right?
Restaurant, yeah.
Oh man. I probably got it on my Instagram somewhere. Like, whew, did you come by yourself or with someone else?
There was
So
two others, if I remember.
I was with Emmanuel.
Manny Notch?
No, Emmanuel. I can't remember his last name now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wasn't there a female or no?
Yeah, so there was meant to be a female with us, but she came, I think, a few days later.
Okay.
So
That was old school when we used to
oh, it
have
was,
students come.
yeah,
I
it
kind of
was.
miss those days. We don't do that anymore. We do remote. First of all,
Mhm.
Chris and I are not in the same place,
Yeah, I
but we
guess.
do this cancer study now. We have a breast cancer study. Did we have it when you were doing it? That breast cancer one? We didn't have that breast cancer one. That's a new thing, but we're doing it all remote now because of COVID. COVID forced us to do it that way, and
Yeah.
it's actually worked really well. So we kept it that way.
Yeah, I think most sites are actually thinking of going remote. Some are doing hybrid, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, I enjoy working remotely. It's it gives you that work-life balance and
Samantha loves it.
you
Our
know,
new employee. We got to make that lady like help us out with managing the whole company eventually because she's good. But yeah, if you find, I think it takes. You're actually a good person to ask. You've done both on site and remote
mm,
coordinating. Do you need different skill sets for each one, right?
um, not really.
No,
Not really. I don't for me, I mean, I don't think you really
because you have both. I know because
once
you were trained.
once you can manage your time, excuse me, you can manage your time and reach out, have the right contact if in case you need to, resolve any queries and yeah. So
But what about like? Because I was actually talking to Samantha about this yesterday. That's why I'm curious. And Chris doesn't have any remote employees for his site. It's all like old school. I'm trying to
Yep.
out of necessity, I'm doing it like hybrid because there's no other choice. But I actually enjoy I kind of enjoy I see the benefits. I was talking to Samantha yesterday and I said, you know what? Like when you're organized digitally versus being organized in person, she said it's like slightly different skill set. I don't know. I mean, we have a coordinator at the office, Rosario. She hasn't worked remotely, but being organized in physically organized versus digitally, she was saying it's slightly different. Of course, there's overlap, but I don't know. Maybe for you, you have both because you're
and for me,
you're amazing. That's why you're CRA Academy graduate.
so you just need the skill set too. If you organize, you organize. Whether you're on site or you're working remotely, so just need to get things done.
Femi's very pragmatic. He's like Chris. Chris, you love Femi, and you came from London. So how did it? I know we talked about this in the previous videos with you, but that was so long ago. We have a new audience now. How was it? What was it like? Because you did have some oncology experience in London, but what was it like before that? Moving from media, which you did like a digital agency,
Um,
to healthcare.
yeah, healthcare. So I was working with the urology cancer team in London. So we monitor patients on the cancer pathway to see if they're actually getting the treatment on time because we had targets. They need to be seen and treated, have the first definitive treatment within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we're
Okay.
working like on a very, very tight target. With cancer, early detection is key, so once they get their diagnosis, then they need to start the treatment. So
One of our co-founders of Latinos in Clinical Research, Monica Quitiva. Did you meet Monica when you came?
I'm not sure if I did.
You would know if you met. She's leaves an impression on you. So Monica, she says, no matter what's your background, there is a place for you in clinical research. And your background or one of your jobs you had was digital media,
Yeah.
right? So how did that translate to research? Like what skill set do you think you brought from
So it
there?
was a bit of like having that project management experience and background, so and then you would have your milestones, you need to meet and so that's kind of like help, even though I didn't do that for a long time, but yeah, I've been in the health industry for like 14, 15, 16 years,
Mm.
so I worked in different capacities while in the UK and I did a bit of data migration where we're migrating from one software to another software, so it was just everything, I did everything, almost everything in that, but I
Mm.
love research and I wanted to be part of team people who find solutions to people's problems, and from there I took interest and then moved here. I just said, okay, I need to do clinical research, and then
You see, this is an example. And judging by, so you got a bachelor's degree in banking and finance in 2004, the same year I got my bachelor's. Banking and finance, guys. All right. Then in 2013, a bachelor's in business management.
yeah,
And then you got associate here in Dallas last year, actually. Congrats. You got
yeah,
associate of applied science degrees.
yeah. Because what I noticed, because I didn't have like a very, even though my high school I did sciences, I did
Yeah.
biology, but my first degree I didn't really. I went into like the finance and management thing, and it was kind of like a challenge with the clinical research industry getting into that field if you
Mhm.
don't have that science background. You
So
know,
I could tell you're somebody that likes to learn. So I got something for you that helped me out too. My background, my background in college was science. It was molecular and cellular biology, but I didn't pay attention. Actually, one of the things I regret, I don't regret it too much because I had fun and I was able to meet my wife because I was having fun. But I should have paid more attention in school because now I use it like when they talk, when they do like SSVs and they start talking about the science, you're like, I vaguely remember like they talk about this pathway, like CGMP, for example. I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't know much more than like I know kind of what it does. So this book helped me out a lot as an adult, as a working adult.
just rely on yourself.
The Secret Language of Cells. I had this guy on the podcast, actually, the author, John Leaf. He's a psychiatrist. He's a retired psychiatrist. He's an author now, but he's like just nerds out on science. And I recommend anybody interested in science. He talks about every body part, basically, like every system, or at least the important ones. Like, so he covers everything signaling. He cover like, and it starts from like a very basic level, but then it builds because you're supposed to learn as you read. So I recommend it to anybody need a crash course on science. That's the book like to go to. But you went and got an associate. So are you satisfied with that associate of applied science?
Nope. I'm still gonna do more. Gonna do my BSN in health science.
BSN in health science. Man, okay, you're not playing around.
And so really want to get that, you know,
But people are gonna ask, oh, Femi, you already got CRC. Now they're looking for you. You're gonna be whatever you want, site manager. Why keep learning this stuff?
I just want to keep learning. I just, it's, every opportunity I get to learn, I will take the opportunity. So it's nothing that's gonna stop me. So it's not gonna stop me from working or doing anything. And the good thing is, you have online classes now where you can just do all these things. And
Man, that's
because the one
impressive.
I did from my applied associate degree, I did pharmacology, I did biology, I did chemistry, anatomy, so I did all of that, so which was kind of helpful.
Man, that's impressive, Femi. I mean, keep it up. Keep up the learning. Keep the growing. We're gonna do more of these podcasts with you. This is, we're gonna follow your career now. Guru Nation, go connect with Femi,
Yeah,
especially all you guys in Dallas, Fort Worth. That area is growing like crazy.
it is. It is.
Are you part of ACRP? Do they have a
I'm a member.
chapter, Dallas?
I'm I'm not sure, but I mean I'm just national member.
Okay. They
So
have a local chapter. Like that's where the magic happens from what I've heard. I tried in 2017. So Southern California has a horrible ACRP chapter. I think it's because the traffic, people don't want to drive like to one place. They actually need Southern California is so big they need like multiple chapter and they don't. So it's too big and it's not a very good chapter. I don't know if they improved it, but 4 years ago I was with some people trying to make like an Orange County chapter, for example. And it never worked out, but from what I've heard, the magic is in the networking from those groups. Like, and then Dallas maybe has a good ACRP local chapter.
I'll look into that.
Yeah.
Chapter. I'll look into that.
All right, let me know how it goes if you do.
Sure.
Let me know if you like that book. And Chris, anything else for our alumnus? We are proud of Femi. Very
luck with
proud,
it.
man.
Good luck with the new job, Femi. And it was nice talking with you again.
Thanks to see you again, Chris. Nice seeing you again. Thanks for everything.
Thank you, Femi. Next time we're in Dallas, we're gonna hit you up. Hey, Femi, where are you at?
Yep.
Let's go to Thai food.
Right.
Catch you guys later. Thank you for watching, listening, like, subscribe, comment, share. Go connect with Femi underneath right now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.